This current relief bounce that we are seeing in Bitcoin can absolutely not be trusted. It is another trap set up by market makers and other entities that are manipulating the price of Bitcoin. I will show you exactly what happened yesterday and the most likely outcome over the next coming hours, and also how we can still take advantage of that. So don't miss that, and let's go. Hi guys, welcome back on this first day already. The week is running and rinsing through my fingers. Insane. So we have a quick look here at the dollar index. The dollar is seeing here a small bounce to the upside, continuation from yesterday, but this is coming here currently to a hold at 98.56 points, pulling back there slightly. So the US market also just opened. I expect here that we see a little bit more continuation to the downside, and by tomorrow, don't forget guys, later tonight, European time, pretty late, when the Japanese market is opening, we're gonna get the interest hike decision, which will be an interest hike, and that could lead to a massive drop in the dollar, while Bitcoin is dropping with the dollar and the Japanese yen is skyrocketing to the upside. So what happened yesterday? Because yesterday we saw this massive spike to the upside and straight back to the downside. And I want to mention here, I told you guys that this was something over the next 24 hours yesterday that we should be aware of, that we could reach like $91,000. You can go back to yesterday's stream and check this, that we talked about this. So, but what happened here specifically? So if you go to Arkham and you look here at the Bitcoin transfers, so right now you don't see it because of course it happened yesterday, but I have a screenshot from yesterday. Yesterday, just around 9:30 US time, massive inflows from a lot of exchanges. No, sorry, they bought. So massive buys from market makers and other huge entities in the space. So and they bought, you can see a Binance Hot Wallet to Coinbase, they bought 150 Bitcoins. Then you have Wintermute bought 87. Then here Cold Wallet, Wintermute bought again 75, 115, 40, 108. So even ETFs were buying here. So and they artificially pumped the price to the upside. And then what did they do? They just reversed the whole thing and pushed it back to the downside. I could not find a screenshot anymore, where you could also see that they were basically selling off again everything what they bought, you know, and that led to a snowball effect, pushing us even lower slightly than from where the whole move originally had started to go to the upside. So, and that was just again a mind game played by market makers to trap liquidity and extract as much value out of the market as possible. So when we're looking now at the Bitcoin chart here on the daily, nothing has changed here for now with that bearish order block that we see down here. This bearish order block can be only invalidated by a move above $89,200 and a daily candle close above that level. At the same time, we would break above the downward sloping trend line from the bump and run pattern, which could be an early sign that there might be a short-term rally coming, you know. So, but only then. Right now, not banking on this. You know, you should not trust this move that we are seeing right now, especially with the hike decision coming up tomorrow, which could in the short term, really short term, lead to a fake move to the upside, but then you get slammed down when the US market later over the day is opening. So I'm not really keen on taking here any long positions currently, at least not ones that I want to hold over the long term. So rather, I'm getting ready by the end of the week to potentially enter here my short on a weekly time frame, if this is going to play out, where I enter here at $86,000 into my short position, and if we are getting above $89,200 in the next coming days, I might start nibbling a little bit on the short, you know, so I just a little bit, and then I would just add size when we break $86,000 to the downside. If you want to trade this short trade, which is a really nice short trade here of 18.5% with me together. Do this on Margex, guys. There is a $1,000 trading competition going on where we can share a $1,000 prize pool plus $10,000 in sign-up bonuses. There is a link in the description below to sign up there. Go and check this out. Yeah, for now, not a really good exchange that I like to trade here, especially with size, you know. So they also were not as volatile as other exchanges yesterday. Here on the daily chart, the bearish rising wedge pattern has also not changed yet, so we are still out of that rising wedge, and here just some sideways consolidation before we usually get continuation to the downside. And here the target also remains $78,000 to $74,000 if we get here a proper continuation move and breaking these lows at $85,600 approximately. So as you can see here, if I draw something like this, then we have here another small bear flag, and a bear flag target is just above the $80,000 level. So if we would surprisingly break it to the upside, then the target would be $92,760 approximately. So but right now, again, I'm not seeing this. You know, there's nothing really so bullish in the market right now where I say, oh yes, definitely, that's gonna happen. And these are just things that we need to take in consideration. Another reason why I don't believe this is, first of all, look where they drove the price into yesterday. You cannot make this shit up. You know, they drove it exactly into the point of control in the fixed volume range on the 4-hourly chart to the dollar. You know, I cannot even like play around with this. This is exactly where they sent the price to $90,370, and from there straight rejected. What did I say yesterday? I said yesterday, expect that we get at some point a move above the EMA ribbon, which will be a fake out. Go back to the last two live streams where I said this, and we will come straight back below this and get continuation. So now you can argue, yes, here is the W pattern forming. Do I trust this? Hell no. Not trusting this at all. You know, if we would break here the mid-range of the EMA ribbon at $88,300 and close the 4-hourly candle above that level, and the next one pushes to the upside, things start to change a little bit for the short term. But otherwise, nothing changes here because the EMA ribbon is still acting as a resistance and will keep pushing us back into lower levels. So, and we have also here now consecutively a lot of green candles, which is usually also a sign that at some point we are running out of steam and rolling over. So here is already 20 hours on consecutive green candles. So 5 green candles that maybe continues for another 1 or 2, and then we start to roll over. When we are looking at the 50-minute time frame, so first of all, here that trade was given yesterday. I warned you guys that this was a scalp trade, so of course we overshot this by a lot. But the only thing that matters is that we would have made profit and would have secured that profit. So yes, you could have targeted here another 2% if you were able to catch that. But I like to play it safe, and I just caught this one. And you could have taken a short from up here, which I also mentioned yesterday that you could do this. And you would have also made money on that short here back to the downside. So now we have here ascending triangle on the 50-minute time frame that has actually broken out. That's the triangle that you see on the thumbnail. But we have not hit yet the technical target. We are still a little bit away from that. And look at this level, exactly $88,350, just $50 above the level that we need to actually break to and stay above the EMA ribbon to get continuation. But here you see already the problem. The stochastic is rolling over, the RSI is going down, the MACD is still bullish. But once we are getting here below $87,370, everything will roll over again and we get a continuation move to the downside. So of course we take into consideration that we have here Jane Street potentially manipulating the market again at around 9:30 a.m. in the US to 11 a.m. in the US. So we leave that window here because this is exactly the time window that they used yesterday to push price up and then reverse the whole move back to the downside. So also here we are cautiously having a look what's gonna happen here in around what is this, an hour from now, roughly an hour. So I have to be a little bit quick here today. I have a delivery coming and I need to go. Let's look at liquidation levels. So of course everything was rinsed on both sides yesterday. So but we have new trapped liquidity at 88,800 $80 approximately, and here at $90,500 and $90,850. Let's see here over the week how things are looking there now. I did not have a look before. Yeah, also here. So you see the $91,000 level that I mentioned yesterday is not something that I like pull out of my hair, you know. So it is holding significance. We could see a move up there, but it is not sustainable in my opinion. And this move will happen over the course of tomorrow. And once the US market is opening, you're gonna get that dump again, you know. So don't get fooled by that move to the upside here if it's happening tomorrow with the hike decision. I still expect here, if we reach this level, even if it pushes a little bit higher, let's say to 92, it will roll over and come back down and screw you. So you can, of course, take advantage of that with a long position if you are that risk averse and want to do that. With proper risk management and a good stop loss, you can take advantage of that move. But me personally, because I have trades already running, I'm not so interested, you know, to put on more risk here while the downside is currently still favored and until we take out at least the $92,000 level. So here to the downside, $85,270 would lead to a long squeeze, and then we could reach all the way down into like $84,000. If you want to trade this, guys, do this on WEEX. You still get $400 absolutely for free if you bind your phone, email address, and download the app. Plus, you get additional $400 if you deposit $500 with the link in the description, guys. Just scroll a little bit down. It is there, and also in the pinned comment after we are done with the stream. So quick look at the total free market cap. So we are still holding on by a thread to the 815, basically $16 billion level. This could mark a bottoming candle, but for now I need to go with the flow, which is the overall trend. The trend is still to the downside, and we might see here a drop tomorrow to like $778 billion. So if we are opening tomorrow, starting push it to the upside, things can shift a little bit. But tomorrow is one of the most important days here. Yeah, basically for the rest of the year, in my opinion, where we're gonna get direction, where we're gonna go over the next coming days and weeks. Let's have a quick look at Ethereum. Ethereum hit here really close, came really close to $2,780, which was also pointed out yesterday, that when we get down here, that these would be levels where I would start to long Ethereum from. So yeah, we missed it by $10. Yeah, $7 actually. By $7 is what we missed that, unfortunately. So now it's turning around, but facing resistance. So also here, not interested to long this until we break above $2,900. And then if we are trading this, I would only trade here into the downward sloping trend line of $3,040, which is like a 4% move roughly to the upside. So otherwise, if you want to short this, then we might reach $2,940. This is another resistance level right now, and this would be a level where I would be looking for shorts to go here all the way back to the downside. Solana also forming here a small bottom, but also here the downward sloping trend line is acting as resistance on the way up. As long as that trend line is not broken, not really interested in entering this. So this is like a 1.5% move away before we are reaching that level, and we need to break this. We need to break this before you can start building a new long position here. For spot accumulation, good levels across the board, you know, nothing to say against that if you want to accumulate spot right now, but otherwise, I was a little bit out of the camera, I think. Let me see here. Does it look better now? This looks better. This looks better. Yeah, so yeah, but otherwise, for opening long positions, massive long positions, not the right moment. You know, it's not the time, guys. It's not the time. So one coin for which who is a time right now is potentially here Monero. So Monero is currently trading slightly below that big resistance area here. We tried to pump above this here with the previous 4-hourly candle. If the next candle pushes here back to the upside again, that becomes your entry. So you can also go into a lower time frame. The 1-hourly chart you see here, stochastic is coming down, RSI is coming down. Once this starts to turn around here, that will mark the entry for continuation into a new all-time high for Monero. So, and that would be my entry if I would not have already a Monero position, and that should be also yours if you're looking for an entry on Monero. So wherever you see the stochastic turning around and the RSI going sideways or also turning around, this will mark your entry on the 1 hourly chart for continuation on the higher time frames for Monero. Guys, I know this was a really quick stream today, 16 minutes in, but I have to go. My delivery is almost here. I will be here also again tomorrow. On Saturday, I might be on a flight for a quite really long time actually. So Saturday and potentially even Sunday will be no stream because of where I'm flying. So, but I'm gonna know this tomorrow. So you're gonna find out tomorrow what's happening over the weekend. But other than that, guys, don't forget, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you definitely again tomorrow.